Disclaimer. These are the mock interviews with various friends working in the MNC at different experience level. These are the interviews have been recorded for the education purpose only. Thank you.
Okay, I have a problem statement for you. There is a array of integer. Okay.
Okay.
So using Java 8 features, can you get the sum of all the elements of array?
Yes.
Please share your desktop and can you
Sure. Are you able to see my screen, sir?
Yes, yes.
Give me 2 minutes. Let me think.
Yes, yes, yes. You can take your time. Yes. And make sure you use Java 8 features only. This is not a very tough task I have given you. Just I wanted to check the Java 8 skills.
So list we'll just get a list of string, and then we can apply the collect method, and the collector there is a summing in of method is there, where we can give the of type it's an integer. We can use the using the method references, we can get the int value of that, and we can sum it up over there. So that is the most easiest way to do it.
So in collect, there is a method with collector.summing, right?
Correct. Correct.
If I ask you not use that method,
Okay, let me give another through the map to int. Let me use it, or map to int also we can do it, and then let me try. This is another way to do it. Map to int, and then
Okay.
we can use it.
So what about the second solution we are using? Do you think it will work?
I think so, but means real thing I have to know only in kind of in the real. Means I just I think that it's possible.
Okay. Okay. I have another problem statement. There is three lists actually. List one. This is a separate question. List one, list two, and list three. All lists are list of integers. Okay. So what we have to do? There might be possibility of common elements among the list one, list two, and list three. So what we have to do? We have to filter out all the common elements among the list one, list two, and list three, and we have to put all the common elements in list four. If the statement is clear, problem statement clear.
Yes. Means in that there are the 1, 2, 3 list, and there are some elements which are common. I have to figure it out what are the elements are common.
Yes. Yeah. You have to figure out common element and put into list four. This is a general question. It is not I'm asking to give a solution only in terms of Java 8. This is general question.
Okay.
If you want, you can use Java 8. That's all. Choice is yours.
Just give me 2-3 minutes. I'm just thinking what are the possibilities.
Yes. Take your time. Take your time. Also.
For this, there is a very common method.
Please put your mic. I'm not able to get you.
Okay, when I'll explain, and then I'll put it. At first, let me write.
Sorry, your voice is hardly I'm able to hear you.
I'm saying, sir, when first let me write a code and then I'll explain. Okay?
Yeah. Take your time.
Um, this is the very utility method of, let's say, collection, retain all. So it will just return a common kind of method which are already being there present. Okay, so I'll be 1, 2, 3 list are there. I'll be passing this 3 to L2 and L2 passing to L1, and that will be at the end it will going to return me the common element only. Retain on by doing retain on function.
Okay. So please don't use. I would recommend like don't use the available methods. Otherwise, there is no point of asking.
Right. This way we can do it. We can use the filter method, sir. Okay, and we can start from the list 1 and then we can go for the stream and we can filter. There we are just trying to do what we are trying to do. We are just checking each element whether it exists in second list or not. That is through the contains method of it. Okay, and once we receive the result, we can filter it out again with the list 3 and again doing the same operation. Whatever result would be there, that would be the almost all the common element only, and then we are going to collect into the list and then we can receive it to the list 4. That would be my approach.
Okay. Cool. Okay. So, have you aware of how HashMap works
Uh,
internally?
yes, sir.
Can you explain?
Okay. So, sir, let me take you the example of the put method. Okay. So, what happened? Basically, the hash map works in the technique of the hashing. So, I have given a key. So, first of all, what will happen? It will just calculate the hash code. And hash code is a big number, like an integer. And what we are trying to do, it is used for to figure it out in which particular location or in which particular bucket the element will go, and it will try to figure out the bucket number. Let's say from 0 to 16, 15 are there the number that there we will have to go. So we are just getting the reminder from there. We have to do the reminder from the 16, and we have, let's say we receive the value 3. Now this is the bucket number where the element should go upon. Okay, now if the element reaches at that particular, there would be two operations will happen. First is check any element is already exist or not in that particular location. If it is not, it associates itself. If it is any element already there, it tries to compare by using equals method. Okay, and if they are comparing with each other, if they are equals, then it's going to override its value. If it is not equal, it just keep on moving to next node, next node, next node until the two conditions occur. until either it's going to find the similar one and it's going to override, or it reaches till the end and append itself at the end of the node. So that's the way hash map works internally.
You used one term bucket, right?
Yep.
What is the bucket actually?
It's a kind of hash table structure. Bucket is you can think of array or list itself, and it's a list of list. You can list of linked list. So whatever the bucket number is, that way it is being 0 to 15 normally having the initial size.
It is a list or array?
I'm not sure, but it's an array, I believe.
Come again?
It's an array, I believe.
Okay. Yeah, it's array only. It's array of linked list.
Okay.
Okay. Why we are? Have you aware of exceptional handling in Java?
Yes, sir. Exception handling, I'm aware about. There are we have to try. We can handle the exception through the try catch block.
Okay. Why we handle exception or why we catch exception? And what are the scenario where we catch the exception, and what are the scenarios where we handle the exception?
Okay. So first question is that why we handle the exceptions. So there are certain because we are a programmer and we are the humans, and error can happen or mistake can happen to be anybody. So it's a kind of corrective actions. When something went wrong in your application, what are the corrective action that you are going to take upon? So that because of that, now is the exception is happened. Now what do you want to do? Do you want to recontinue, or you just want to notify your customer, or you want to send appropriate messages? So this is the place in the catch block where you can place or perform your corrective action, or just let's simply put the logs in the audit table because of the exceptions. Okay. And if you talk, and we normally do the try catch block where we want to handle the exception. Let's say in service classes, we want to handle, but because there is a chain of methods. Let's say M1 calling is M2, M2 calling is M3, M3 calling M4. So ideally M4 should throw the exception till M1. And at the end, wherever we want to close this chain and we just want to take the corrective actions at the end, we just place the try catch block over there only. So that is my approach would be, sir.
Okay, so since we are talking about try catch, okay, I have a code snippet for you. Can you tell me what would be the output of what could be the possible output of this code snippet?
I believe it would return finally.
Come again?
Finally, I believe. Finally.
So, what would be the output like? What it will print?
Finally, sir. Finally.
Only finally.
Yes.
Can you cross check once?
There is two things would be, sir. Either if this code give us the unreachable code.
No. You tell me. You tell me the final output. What would be the final output?
Oh, okay. Fine. Give me a minute. It's a try, finally.
Okay, try finally.
Yeah.
So, what I got?
Even one more thing. It's a try, finally try. Like this. Try, finally try.
Earlier you told it will return finally. So what?
I confused. Actually, I didn't observe the SOP statements.
Okay. I have another piece of code snippet for you. You are aware of polymorphism, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Not full code means only down line number 72 to 74.
Okay.
Rest you can delete in this.
Okay.
So whether first question, whether this code will compile.
No.
It will not compile, right?
No.
Can you come with the reason like why it will not compile?
Um, if I could do like this. Um, where Miss parent can hold the child reference, but child cannot hold the parent reference.
So first whatever I have pinged you that will not compile. Whatever
Uh,
now you change that will compile,
yes,
right?
yes.
Are you sure?
First one, I am sure that the down casting has to be happen. For the second case, yes, I am pretty much sure. Um, we can do through generics like superclass, subclass that I have to I think as you asked me to rethink. So we ideally whatever the I have written still for both places the same thing. But through the generics we can tell it about the what would be the superclass, what would be the subclass. In that way we can do it through the wildcards.
So
But
your final answer, like
no,
whether
nothing will compile.
what is your
Nothing will compile.
oh, okay, yeah. This is both the code will not compile.
Yes.
Now it generics will come into picture actually. Okay. So you work on the thread programming also?
Means not recently, but I have a fair idea, sir.
Okay. You are aware of enum also, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I have tested you one code. I have defined public enum test, and I have defined color red. And can you let me know what code I need to insert where some code is there to come? My first question: whether this enum will compile?
With semicolon, yes.
Okay. So with that only, if you will put semicolon, that it will compile, right?
Right, I believe so, yes.
Okay. So further anything is not required.
Uh, there are requirement is there when you want to get operation kind of stuff that you are want to perform, then you have to write get how you are going to get it. Otherwise, if the enum test dot get name, you can do it enum test color.
Have you one question? Have you aware of the concept that enum enum may contain constructor also?
No, sir.
You are not aware.
No.
Okay. Okay. Actually, this code will not compile. It will return constructor actually. So when we are going with this kind of a structured color and some attribute, so whatever the attribute, suppose red is there, so indirectly each enum will try to connect with the constructor for this kind of structure. Okay, later you can check after this interview. Okay. Okay. Collections, what are the things you are working, are aware of?
Like our list, array list, vector, hash map, hash set.
So
Uh,
hash map is a part of collection or it is
no,
outside collection?
no, actually hash map is not a part of collection, but it's being used so frequently, so it's being treated as a part of it. But it's logically, it's not a part of collection framework.
What are the parent class or parent interface of release set and view?
I believe it's everything is collections. Collection is the parent interface would be there.
Have you aware of entire hierarchy of the collections?
Means I have to see. Means definitely somewhat I can think upon, but not exactly I remember. But most of the time I have a pretty much fair idea. Like topmost is the iterable, then collection, and under there is a set, list, queue, and uh,
Okay.
so that's the kind of I have an idea.
Have you aware of have you aware of meta space?
Meta space in memory.
Yes, yes, yeah.
Uh, I believe it's a Java 8 concept where everything has been divided into the meta spaces. Not much aware actually.
Actually, meta space is newly introduced in Java 8 actually.
Right.
Have you aware of the concept of memory
Yeah,
management
yeah,
in Java?
Java, yes, I'm totally aware about the memory management. For example, there is a pump space, heap space, survivor space 1, survivor space 2, and those kind of minor GC works and major GCs work. There is the variety of the collection, the garbage collection as well, parallel, sequential, and concurrent. Um, in the similar way, I have believe the in the Java 8 what other things has came up into the concept. They have divided into the segments, small segment, and that I believe is known as the meta space or G space, I believe. So that's the thing I'm aware about.
Uh, no, actually, I think you are confused Actually, in Java 8, they have removed the
Pump,
param actually,
pump, yeah.
and they have introduced meta space, and
Oh,
that is not a part of it. That is a native memory space,
okay.
and it is not a part of segment actually. So
Oh,
later you can go in detail.
okay.
Okay. So suppose let's say have dog dog is equal to new dog. I have so can you tell me where, in terms of memory, where it will sit, which space?
In the heap memory, sir.
What are the things will be heap memory? Where it
Whatever,
is the end?
whatever the you are creating with the new keywords,
Like,
like
let me
new
tell you.
object, any new objects, ABC equal to new, whatever the things you are creating as a new, using new keyword, is all things under heap memory.
Wait. I'm saying you
Yeah.
one. Now tell me where dog, where all the things, whatever the things inside left side and right side, where it will sit, and which
So
memory.
if there are what if you talk about the class, where the class definition will be stored, that will be stored in the method area. Okay, and its instance, actual instance of that will go into the heap area. Initially it's actually the POMGen space, now it's a meta space. So at that particular area, dog, small dog, the object is being created over there only.
Okay. So what we are telling dog small dog, it will sit in meta space, right?
Correct.
Sure. or just you are guessing?
No, I'm not guessing, sir. In the heap memory, it's a part of heap memory or something like that. Actually, in the heap memory.
So DOG, that is what is a method reference
uh,
or that is object reference. So that will be sits in the heap memory, right?
actual memory object is going to be sit in the heap memory.
So what is here
Reference,
actual
it's a actually the placeholder. If you talk about in that terms, so I believe in it would be stored in the stacks. If you talk about the
no
reference holder,
what what will be stored in the stack and what will be stored in the heap?
okay, because it's an object is nothing but the address, right? So actual initialized object would be stored in the heap, and the
No,
reference.
no, you wait. Tell me in the terms of taking example of whatever I have pinged before,
Let me
which code will sit where?
let me share my MS Paint so that I can give the bigger picture. Am I right? If you allow me.
No, actually I have some other questions also. So if you can
Okay.
share
So
me verbally, I can.
So it's there are the two things. One is the reference variable dog dot small one, which is actually holding the address of something, right? So the object is actually is resides inside the heap memory, okay? And then this one dog variable that you're talking about, the placeholder only you can think of. That's only containing the address actually. So that would be stored in somewhere in the stack.
Okay,
As
so
the
small do.
yeah,
So new dog will sit in the
a heap
stack.
memory. Let's say if new dog is going to be initialized, right? It's going to be initialized. So the initialized object is going to be stored in the heap memory, right?
Okay,
Okay, and the reference we're getting from there itself, it will be associated with the small dog, right?
okay, okay, cool. Okay, thread you told you are not much aware, right?
Not much of it.
At least.
Yeah, like I know about callable, future, thread, runnable. So these are the concepts I'm pretty much aware.
Okay. So one question like what are you are aware of data structure like array list, linked list,
Yes,
right?
yes.
So what are the scenarios where you will use linked list and where you will go for array list?
Okay. So in array list, wherever we have a requirement, where the lot of manipulations happening, like update is happening, delete is happening, insert is happening. So that kind of records I will go for linked list. Wherever the searching is required, based on the searching, or you can say amount of data is fixed and no more iteration is there. So in that particular context, I should go for the array list.
Why so?
Okay, because linked list is something is the node based. After once you element you have added over there, there is no shuffling happen behind the scene. It's just a kind of address change is there, right? In case of array list, if you have inserted any element in between, okay, in that case, what is happening? Entire array needs to be reshuffled again. So that's having a performance cost. Because of that, I would not prefer when we are having the lot of manipulations in between the array list.
Okay, okay. Any idea about trees and all?
Tree set, uh, I am aware about tree set. Binary search tree, I'm aware about.
Okay, tree set. When we use tree set?
Whenever you want a shortcut, anything. Means we want store in a some kind of ascending order. In that particular case, we have to go for the tree set. So it automatically internally sort all the element.
Any condition is there
Yes.
where the tree set will work?
uh, whatever the element that you are using, that has to implement the comparable interface. Otherwise, you can also pass its own comparator as well if you don't do, or there is another constructor also provided. But by default, if the element has implemented the comparable interface and have written the logic, so it is going to short based on that.
Okay. So one last question in terms of programming question. I have a list of employee. Okay. So what you have to do, and employee is having attribute ID and ID as a integer type and string name as a string type. Okay. What you have to do, you have to create a uh, map out of the list of employee where name of the employee will be key and list of list of employee with that name should be the value. You got the question? Let's say
No.
your name is Divya.
Okay.
So Divya need to be key
Mm-hmm.
and other employee having Divya in the list, all those lists will be value. Is it clear?
No, sir, I need more clarification. Let's say,
Okay, let me make it more clear. Divya is key. That is clear, right?
Mhm.
And let's say in the employee list,
Mhm.
three Divyas are there.
Okay.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. So all those three Divyas
Mhm.
need to be a list of all the list of Divyas need to be the value of this map. You got the question?
Sir, let me write it. What you are saying, we have a list of employees,
Yes.
and one of the employee is Divya, right?
No, no. This is for your understanding. I am giving you out of means list of employee. You have to find a map
Mhm.
or you have to create a map
Mhm.
where name of the employee
Mhm.
need to be key
Mhm.
and the list of the employee having the same name need to be value.
Okay.
You got the question?
Yeah, I know.
You are done, right? Or writing
Um,
something?
yeah, I'm pretty much done. Yeah. This time, just
So
rethinking
here,
any verification. I have missed something or
no,
not.
no. Whatever you are written, what you are, no, no. See, uh, output need to be like this actually. What? It is not a map of string of string. It should be map string and the list of string means all those.
Okay. All those.
You got
Uh, what would be the in the list of string? What would be the list of string contains?
all the Divya, all the Divya means let's say employee is there. So in employee there might be one or more Divya will. So
Uh,
all those lists need to be uh, present in this list of string.
okay, I believe we have to.
Let's say five. Let's say five Divya is there in the as an employee name. So you have to make the list and Divya as a key and list of Divya as a value of. Now it is clear.
Yeah, I believe yes. We have a grouping by concept, I believe. Yes, yeah. Um, something like might be not exactly, but
Okay, okay, leave it. Leave it. No issue. No issue. Okay. So, anything you are using for code quality?
we are using Sonar Cube as a and
Okay, you are writing JUnit for your
yes, sir.
developed code also.
Yes, sir.
Okay, what framework you are using?
We are using JUnit 5 as well as Mockito. So these are the framework that I have using kind of for writing the JUnit test cases.
Okay. Can you write JUnit for this very small method?
So this is would be the way I can write the test. As I was
Okay, okay, good. So you are working on Agile methodology, right?
yes, sir.
What is the sprint cycle?
14 days, sir.
14 days.
Yes, sir.
So what are the, as a part of Agile, what are the things we are doing?
As a part of when we are starting, there is a story grooming session where BA takes the meeting where we have a story grooming session. Thereafter, we have a technical feasibility session where we have to, as a technically, we have to consider this story or not. Once the sprint has started, we have a regular stand-up meeting where we can whatever the things are going on, is any blocker to achieve that particular goal or not, is any highlighter that we have to highlight, and then we have to start working on the story. We have to log the time as well in each story is spent every day, so that our efforts is also being logged in and our progress is also being logged into the burnt out charge. Okay. At the end, what we are doing is, once everything is done, we are closed with the sprint, we have a practice of monitoring the retrospective meeting. Whatever the things are going bad, we have to, or we were not well, or what went well. So those are the analysis meeting is happening, and we are just adopting by the incremental changes. And we also obviously doing the story pointing as the starting, what the story point should be there for that. So Scrum Master, the product owner, so these are the things is already in place.